Hello, I welcome to UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of SHANTHA LAKSHMI IAS Academy, where we will discuss the daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu, Indian Express and PIB. Let's begin. The first question. Consider the following statements with respect to the Climate Promise 2025. It is a flagship initiative of the United Nations Environment Programme. It aims to prevent global temperatures from exceeding the critical 1.5 degrees Celsius limit set by the Paris Agreement. Indigenous communities are also included under this initiative. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. This was in news recently. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres emphasized the importance of mobilizing global support to ensure ambitious climate action under the Climate Promise 2025. The Climate Promise 2025 aims to prevent global temperatures from exceeding the critical 1.5 degrees Celsius limit set by the Paris Agreement. It is an initiative to support developing countries as they prepare their climate action plans under the Paris Agreement on climate change. This initiative ensures that any country wishing to increase the ambitions of their national climate pledge is able to do so. It is a flagship initiative of the United Nations Development Programme. Through partnership with governments, businesses, indigenous communities, the Climate Promise 2025 seeks to catalyze sustainable development while combating climate change. So the answer is only two, because it is a flagship initiative of the United Nations Development Programme, not UNEP. Moving to the next question. But with reference to the FWD 200B, consider the following statements. It is India's first indigenous unmanned bomber aircraft. It is designed and manufactured by the Flying Wedge Defense and Aerospace Technologies, an Indian defense and aerospace company. Which of the statement given above is not correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one or two. India's first indigenous bomber UAV aircraft, the FWD-200B, developed by Flying Wedge Defense, an Indian defense and aerospace company, was unveiled recently. About this, it is an indigenous military-grade bomber unmanned aerial vehicle. It is India's first indigenous unmanned bomber aircraft. It is designed and manufactured by Flying Wedge Defense and Aerospace Technologies, an Indian defense and aerospace company. It has a payload capacity of 100 kg and is classified as a MALE, that is nothing but medium altitude long endurance unmanned combat aerial vehicle. The unmanned aerial system consists of optical surveillance payloads and is integrated with missile-like weapons for precision airstrikes. It has a maximum speed of 370 km per hour, an endurance capacity of 12 to 20 hours, and a ground control station range of 200 kilometers. At 6 meters long with 8 meters wingspan, the aircraft can carry a maximum takeoff weight of 498 kg and has an operational altitude of 9,000 feet above mean sea level. So the answer is neither one or two, because both the statements correct. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about chloropicrine. It is used both as a warfare agent and pesticide. It is manufactured in a chemical reaction involving sodium hypochlorite only. It was first made for use as a poison gas in the First World War by both the Allied and the Central Powers. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. The US State Department accused Russia of using chemical agent chloropicrine in Ukraine, which is a violation of the Chemical Weapons Convention. About this, it is a chemical compound which is also known as nitrochloroform. It is used both as a warfare agent and the pesticide. Appearance, it is a colorless to yellow oily liquid. It is used broadly as a fungicide, herbicide, insecticides, nematicide, and antimicrobial. It is an irritant with the characteristics of tear gas. It has a intensively irritating odor and can be absorbed through inhalation, ingestion, and the skin. It was the first made for use as a poison gas in the First World War by both the Allied and the Central Powers. It is manufactured in a chemical reaction involving sodium hypochlorite, that is nothing but, which in dilute form is called bleach, and nitromethane, a common industrial solvent. It can also be made by combining chloroform with nitric acid, which yields chloropicrin and water. Impacts on health. Chloropicrin has documented irritating and tears-inducing effects on humans and is also known to be highly toxic and carcinogenic and also induced vomiting. So the answer is only 2, because it is manufactured in a chemical reaction involving sodium hypochlorite and nitromethane, and not only sodium hypochlorite. Moving to the next question. Choose correct one with respect to the magnetic resonance imaging. It is used to obtain images of soft tissues within the body. It is a non-invasive diagnostic procedure widely used to image the brain, the cardiovascular system, the spinal cord and joints, various muscles, the liver, arteries, etc. Which of the statement given above is are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 or 2. For those trying to look inside the human body without surgery, magnetic resonance imaging is an indispensable tool. About this, it is used to obtain images of soft tissues within the body. Soft tissue is any tissue that hasn't become ordered through classification. It is a non-invasive diagnostic procedure widely used to image the brain, the cardiovascular system, the spinal cord and joints, various muscles, the liver, arteries, etc. Its use is particularly important in the observation and treatment of certain cancers, including prostate and the rectal cancer, and to track neurological conditions, including Alzheimer's, dementia, epilepsy, and stroke. The MRI techniques use of strong magnetic fields, individuals with embedded metallic objects and metallic implants, including pacemakers, may not be able to undergo MRI scans. Working, an MRI procedure reveals an image of a body part using the hydrogen atoms in that part. It uses the body's natural magnetic properties to produce detailed images from any part of the body. For imaging purposes, the hydrogen nucleus is used because of its abundance in water and fat. The machines includes the superconducting magnetic and creating a stable magnetic field, aligning hydrogen atom spins. A radio frequency pulse is emitted, exciting excess atoms. When the pulse stops, these atoms emit energy, detecting and converted into signals by receiver. These signals are processed by a computer to generate detailed 2D or 3D images of the scanned body part. So the answer is both 1 and 2. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Venus. It is a second planet from the Sun and the fifth largest planet. Venus and Earth are often called twins because they are similar in size, mass, density, composition and gravity. It is a gas planet. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none of the above. A team of US scientists has shown through computer simulations that the absence of water on Venus results from hydrogen chemistry in the planet's atmosphere and not just because it is scorching hot planet. About this, it is the second planet from the Sun and the sixth largest planet. It is the hottest planet in the solar system, even though Mercury is twice as close to the Sun and receives 4 times more solar energy. Venus' atmosphere traps heat from the Sun as an extreme version of the greenhouse effect that warms Earth. Temperatures on Venus reach 880 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than hot enough to melt lead. Venus and Earth are often called twins because they are similar in size, mass, density, composition, and gravity. Venus is only a little bit smaller than Earth, with a mass of about 80% of Earth. Composition: it is not a gas planet but a rocky planet. The interior of Venus is made up of central iron core and rocky mantle, similar in composition to Earth. Its atmosphere is made up of mainly carbon dioxide and the nitrogen, with trace amounts of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor, argon, and helium making up to the other 0.5%. Venus is one of only two planets in our solar system that does not have moon. Venus is unusual because it spins the opposite direction of Earth and the most of other planets. It takes 243 Earth days to rotate on its axis, which is by far the slowest of any of the major planets. It takes 225 Earth days for Venus to go all the ways around the Sun. That means that a day on Venus is little longer than a year on Venus. Venus is highly visible from the Earth due to its reflective clouds. In the sky, Venus appears as a brilliant white object that is one of the brightest natural thing in the night sky. So the answer is only one because it is sixth largest planet, not fifth largest planet. It is a rocky planet. It is not gas planet. Thank you. This is the today's session.